Legacies returned for its sophomore season after the events of last year's finale. Is Hope gone forever? Does anyone remember her? Find out what happened in this quick recap of the episode. The episode begins with Landon giving a voiceover as the students of the Salvatore School leave for summer vacation. Lizzie is leaving to go visit Caroline while Josie stays behind with Alaric. MG and Caleb are going to visit Caleb's family in the city. Meanwhile, Landon, having nowhere to go, stays at school and is trying to find out why he feels so strange, why he can't shake this feeling that he's forgotten something or someone. Lizzie and Josie do their own version of FaceTime chat, but with astral projection. Lizzie tells Josie that Caroline is being cagey about her questions regarding the Ascendant, other than name-dropping Bonnie and how they made it together when the twins were 5. Lizzie asks how their father is doing since he lost the headmaster position, and Josie says she doesn't want to leave him alone. Alaric, now without a job, has been doing some testing on what was left of Malivore. He and Landon are trying to figure out a way to bring Rafael back from wolf form, and also why Landon can't remember destroying the Malivore pit. We find out that Hope has basically been walking around in the dark pit ever since she sacrificed herself to Malivore. Every time she tries to do magic though, a vortex appears and tries to pull her in. She is saved by Clark and he tries to persuade her not to use any magic. He tells Hope that her presence has changed the Malivore prison and thinks they may be able to escape. There's a small time jump to the 4th of July and Josie is trying to get information from Alaric about the Ascendant, but he keeps deflecting her questions. She ends up leaving the holiday festivities with Landon and going back to the school. Once back at campus and alone, Landon ties a cement block to himself and dives into the lake. In the final few moments before he dies, he can hear Hope's voice. Back in the Malivore prison, Hope uses magic again and the vortex opens. She is once again saved by Clark, but this time a dragon appears and they run from it. Landon returns from the dead using his phoenix powers and climbs out of the lake, only to find that Josie has been watching him the whole time. She scolds him for killing himself over and over because nobody knows if his powers are infinite. They decide to stop worrying about things and just try to live their lives. They end up spending the summer together just hanging out and having fun, and honestly I never would have expected this pairing, but I kinda liked it. Lizzie tells Josie that she's obviously into Landon, but Josie denies it, saying they're just friends. Hope realizes that every time she uses magic, the vortex comes and that Clark saves her from going into it. She tells him that she wasn't a fully activated tribred when she fell into the pit because she's never died and thus is not an actual vampire. Clark tells her that Malivore is trying to expel her from the pit, and every time she tries to leave, he grabs onto her to try and leave too, but it won't let him. The vortex opens again and Clark begs her to take him with her, but she tells him she can't, she has to get back to her friends, and she lets the vortex take her. Landon confesses to Josie that the reason he was letting himself die over and over is that because in those final seconds he glimpses something he's forgotten. Josie tells Landon that she's terrified of what's going to happen to herself and Lizzie during the merge, and Landon tells her that he has a feeling Alaric is lying to her about something. Josie goes to Alaric and confronts him, and he tells her everything he knows about the Ascendant. She tells Lizzie what he told her, that the Ascendant is a prison that contains their uncle who once killed their actual mother, Jo. I can only imagine this is opening the door for Kai to return at some point. Lizzie confesses to Josie that she's not actually running around Europe with Caroline, she's seeing a doctor there to try and get better. Dorian arrives at the school and runs into Hope. He doesn't remember her and thinks she's just a local girl from Mystic Falls. Josie returns to the woods where Landon is watching a movie on an outdoor screen that he set up. He's upset that he can't bring Rafael back from wolf form, and Josie tells him that maybe Rafael moved on because he sensed that Landon has someone now, referring to herself. Landon kisses her and we see that Hope has walked up upon this and has seen everything. She goes to leave town, and at the bus stop she sees the bus flip over onto its side and a monster steps out from beside it. In the Malivore pit, Clark pleads with his father to send him back, that he'll be the bad guy and that he'll destroy Hope Michelson, the only thing that can truly destroy Malivore. We see a hooded figure walking through the Mystic Falls cemetery, although this one looks really different from the one we once saw Elena meet Stefan in way back in the Vampire Diaries first episode. The hooded figure is doing some sort of magic and the vortex opens in front of Clark. The cemetery erupts into flames and we see that it's the triad symbol, and then the episode ends there. Now overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought the latter half of the first season really picked up, and I'm glad to see it hasn't stopped the show's momentum going into season 2. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and I'll see you again real soon, everyone. Thanks for watching.